Peace and blessing, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Speaking with Ajani Bakari Talk Show. I'm Ajani Bakari. This is my YouTube channel where I upload an episode every Monday regarding three separate topics that I feel that we should discuss within the Black community and obviously within my social media platforms. You could always catch me here on my YouTube channel, but you can also catch me on my Facebook account, which is Ajani Bakari, or you can catch me on IG, which is speaking_with_Ajani_Bakari. That's where you can find clips of the show and basically the material for the stuff that we discuss here on our show. The topics that are usually brought up are political, entertaining, and also something personal to me. So tonight's three topics is the first topic will be we're going to discuss Bank of America first home buyers program, which is set for minorities and for minority neighborhoods, basically Black and Hispanic neighborhoods. We're going to talk about that. And then we're going to talk about another topic, which is the Queen passing. And the Queen passing is the Queen of England. The Great Britain royal family lost their head monarch, and she finally passed, y'all. So we're going to discuss that and Black Twitter going crazy over her passing. And basically, I think her funeral was at also today. And then we're going to discuss the last topic, which is a topic that's been on fire for the last couple of days, which is Ray J has receipts. And when I say Ray J has receipts, we're going to talk about this. And it's basically receipts showing that he was not the individual that leaked out his sex tape with Kim Kardashian. And he actually has receipts to show that it was actually a setup and staged for them to have this sex tape available for the public viewing. So those are our three topics for tonight's show. Again, we're going to discuss the Bank of America home buyers program and the no money down and a zero cost closing cost. We're going to discuss the Queen passing and the monarch of Europe and Great Britain and what that means for the world and what that means for the Black world. And then we're going to discuss Ray J, because I tell you what, Ray J definitely knows how to bring it when it comes to showing us the information that he has for us. So as always, I'm proud to be here with you guys. I thank you so much for joining me as we do this every Monday night. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, let folks know about the show. And looking forward to getting right to it, y'all. So let's get right on to the first topic, which is Bank of America giving out free money for housing in Black neighborhoods. So Bank of America has come out with a minority first home buyers program. And this is a unique program because they're doing a zero money down for a house. Okay. And they're also doing no closing costs for the house. So what that means is basically you don't have to put no money down to get a house under this program. And you're not going to pay a closing cost for this, because they're going to give you a $15,000 grant to help with closing costs, which basically covers, your title insurance, all the stuff that they have to do legally to transfer the ownership from the seller to the buyer. So basically, anybody who deal in real estate understand that there is a large closing cost that comes with purchasing a house, because you have to pay for a lot of things when it comes to buying a home. Homes are not cheap. And this is supposedly a new way for them to help close the wealth gap issue that exists between races in this country, because, the number one fastest route to wealth in America is through land ownership and property ownership. So that is the idea, that they want to actually help out Blacks and Hispanics, because this program is basically made for housing that are in Black and Hispanic communities in such places like Miami, New York, LA, Chicago. They named several cities in this particular program that they're going to have. And, a lot of people are saying this is great, right? Because now people can be able to afford a house. But, the thing about this is that also what they're doing is that they're not going off of your credit report. Okay, they're not going off of your credit history. They're going to be going off of your rent history and basically your bill payment history. So they're going to go back to see how great you are at paying your light bill, how great you are at paying your utility bills, how great you are at paying your rent and your landlord. And these are the things that are going to help factor in whether you approve for this loan. You're also going to have to go through a home buyers program course, which is going to help you understand the different things that go along with being a homeowner and all the responsibilities that go with home ownership. Now, all of this sounds great as a cover up for everything that they're talking about. I don't see nothing wrong with it, right? But of course, people are going to be skeptical, right? And people are going to bring up things like, the housing crisis of 2007 in the mid 2000s, when people lost their homes and foreclosures skyrocketed, and there was a big housing bubble that bursted, and many people lost homes, many people lost their livelihood because of that. I got wrapped up in that back in those times. Also, they were giving out houses like hotcakes. Now, the difference between what supposedly Bank of America is trying to do now and what was happening then was, back then you could get a house at 100% finance. You could get a house at a very low closing cost and things of that nature. And but the thing about those mortgages was they had different type of mortgages as far as the type of interest rate that was available for people, and a different type of mortgages. They had things such as an ARM mortgage, was basically an adjustable rate mortgage, right? Which means that at a certain point in your mortgage, your rate will be adjustable, and it can go to whatever the bank wants it to go to, but it was only fixed for a certain amount of years, usually the first year or two. But well, what happens after that year or two of your mortgage being fixed and it goes to an adjustable rate? Well, now your mortgage can skyrocket and people couldn't afford it. And that was one of the problems that were happening. There was another loan that they were handing out back in the mid 2000s, which was called a balloon mortgage, which was basically saying you don't even have to pay down on the principal of your house for the first 5 to 10 years. You're just going to pay the principal, right? And you're going to refinance eventually later on down the line and blah, 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 and get out of it. But it would give you enough time to have the house, own the house, right? Put your name on a deed, have you own this. And that way, later on in the future, you can use that as an investment. That's what owning property is. It's an actual asset, right? Well, obviously everything went to hell because people were out there giving out mortgages to people who could not afford homes in the first place. So when you got greedy mortgage brokers, which they were calling predatory lenders and predatory lending, which was basically what they did was they went into the black communities, they went into the Hispanic communities, they went into the lower class communities and sold these mortgages to people. And in fact, they even proved that banks like Countrywide and other banks were actually still giving out these loans to black people who were well more qualified for better loans, and for better type of programs that were fixed conventional loans, but they were still pushing these products and these programs to black people and Hispanic people, and plenty of people got caught up. And then if you add the people that were in the real estate market in general, people that were buying houses and flipping houses, these people were owning 6, 7 properties using these same type of programs. So they were eventually, ballooning the market, right? Everybody was buying houses, everybody was buying properties. So now property rate, goes up. The property rate goes up, the property value goes up. And the more purchases you have, the more the property value goes up. And then eventually all of that bubbled because all of these mortgages defaulted. All of these people couldn't afford to pay off all these bills. And then the property value dipped and went straight to hell. And from there, you couldn't refinance. You couldn't get out of that balloon mortgage. You couldn't get out of that ARM mortgage that is now went from a 6.9 rate to a 17-point rate. I saw people back then. I had a mortgage that was $1,200 one year, and because the ARM went up for the next year, I was paying about $2,700, and that was back in 2007, 2008. So that was what happened then. But what's happening now? What's the difference now is that, for one, they're not doing the balloon mortgages and they're not doing the ARM mortgages, right? Everything is still going to be at a fixed rate, conventional loan type of program. But it is still being given out to people who cannot really afford to live or afford a home. But again, they're also doing the course, right? You're supposed to do the home buyers course, which is going to help you understand the responsibilities and the things that you have to deal with as a homeowner. But it is still a trap. And at least for me, it's a trap. And I think that black folks need to be very cautious of this, because one of the main things is that it's not only for black people and Hispanics. They cannot make it just for black people and Hispanics. They cannot racially discriminate other races. So the actual program is available for non-blacks and for non-Hispanics. The thing is that it's only available for homes that will be purchased in the areas that they designed and they basically redlined. It's no different than what they did 50, 60, 70 years ago when they redlined black people out of certain areas and said that these properties did not have that much value and these properties did, and white people can get loans here and black people can't get loans there. But instead, again, with this, not the racial discrimination, the properties that you will have to purchase are going to be properties where, for one, the property value does not go up that much in a neighborhood. Again, you're going to be purchasing these in very low income neighborhoods. So the fact that your property value will go up is very rare. They understand this. It's, again, that's why they're doing this, because it's low risk for the bank. Because if they end up taking this property off of you, it's not going to be a property that's going to be hard to unload for them. It's going to be very easy for them to deal with that because it's going to be a very small amount of a property when we're talking about purchasing real estate. Okay, and as an example, we just give you an example here. If you're going to purchase one here in Miami, right? Let's just say you find one here in Liberty City, right? Well, how much you think a Liberty City home costs? I live in a more prominent neighborhood, and my house is worth $250,000 or more. At least that's when I purchased it. So how much are you going to purchase a property for? You still have to make good enough money to do this. And the thing about it is that the people that they're hoping to target, again, we don't make that much money. The majority of blacks don't make over $50,000 a year. And with the inflation, even with the rise of actual minimum wage in some places where now you see McDonald's and these low-end jobs paying 15, 16, 17, $18 an hour for people to come work for them. I even saw one where Wendy's was offering $20 an hour to come work at Wendy's. Even if now you're making $40,000 a year, that's like the old $20,000 a year 10, 15 years ago. So because of the inflation, so people are still not able to afford a home if you're talking about spending over $200,000 for a home. And especially down here in Miami, I don't think there's any home in Miami less than $200,000 anywhere in South Florida, including Miami, especially Miami. So, this program is not going to be a program that I think will be able to be beneficial for the massive, amount of people in our community. It will help some people that are very disciplined with their money, people who have been living in, let's just say, the same apartment complex for 5-10 years. If you're somebody that's actually moved 4 or 5 times in the last 10 years, this is not a program for you, because you have to have a sense of stability to be able to do this. Home ownership is not something that you can just walk your back and turn your back on. So, this is going to be good for people who are truly looking for home ownership and looking for a place to stay for 10, 20, 30 years down the line. Because I can guarantee you're not going to be able to sell your property within 10 years without a penalty towards you. It's probably completely going to be held against you to sell the property at all if you're going to be under this type of a program. So again, it will help some folks, but the majority of black folks, for the community, this is another trap. This is another way to get people caught up in debt. We talked about black folks needing to get out of debt. As soon as Joe Biden hands us $20,000 to get us out of debt, here comes Bank of America saying, well, shit, we'll give you $15,000. Go get in more debt. And they know what they're doing when they're doing this. They know what they're attacking. And there's going to be some smart people that are going to be able to take this and actually do something with it, because they were afraid of gentrification, right? Because if you're allowing people to purchase properties in low income housing areas, then that means what? They can purchase property at a low rate and hope to sell at a high rate. That's the point of gentrification, right? That's what they did with Wynwood, right? Wynwood was a piece of crap neighborhood for years. A couple of people bought a couple of warehouses, turned them into some clubs and bars. Now all of a sudden, Wynwood is a high-end place. If you want to purchase a warehouse there, you have to have some money. The rent has gone up. So that is something that is possible with this program. But again, this is just one bank. This is one institution doing this. This is not all institutions. There are other banks such as JP Morgan and other banks like Truist Bank that have programs for first home buyers, and they give out grants for closing costs and to help with the down payment of the house. But nothing as high as $15,000. Bank of America has the highest. But this is the thing that they're doing, and they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They're going to wrap up some people in this, and some people are not going to be prepared to be homeowners, because they don't have the right income. They don't have, yeah, you've been paying rent, and that's fine. And I know some people that pay more rent. Their rent is more expensive than my mortgage. But still, they're not stable individuals. They've moved 3 or 4 times in the last 4 or 5 years. They've not been able to stay with the same landlord or the same rental property because of that. And you can't do that with a house. You can't just leave your house up and go. You have a 30-year mortgage. You're under a particular contract. That's what your mortgage is. You have to pay that off. The bank is expecting their money back with interest. And of course, they're going to put higher interest on these. These are not going to be conventional loan interest. These are not going to be interest for people who actually have good credit. So a lot of this is really going to be scary, because people are going to be told, this is great for you. Jump into it. Don't worry about it. The future is bright for you. And that's what they did back in the mid 2000s with people. Don't worry about the balloon mortgage. Don't worry about knocking down your principal, because you can just, refinance in 3-4 years. Your property value is going up. Everything is going up. Don't worry about the ARM mortgage. We'll refinance before the 24 month mark hits, we'll get you out of that armed mortgage. And plenty of people never got out of it. A lot of people didn't. People lost their homes because of it. And it's a dangerous thing. But either way, the bank makes money because they know if worst case scenario, just like back then, the government will bail them out and help them out in these situations because you can't have large bank institutions going down. So this is what's going on with Bank of America. This is how they attack and they get after, poor people. We are the peasants, and that's what they like to do because they know we're not as educated. They know this. They know that's why they call this the Black Minority Hispanic Program because we're gonna see this and think, oh shit, they made something for us, but they didn't make nothing for us. They're making the dollar for themselves. So if you're interested in purchasing a home, if you've never purchased a home, but you're somebody who's disciplined, somebody who's very, very, smart with your money, and you know how to save money, and you understand, how your finances work. You have a good job. You know what I'm saying? You have a good career. You have a steady job security. You know what I'm saying? And you pay a lot of money in rent because I know a lot of people paying over $2,000 a month in rent, which is, comparable to actually paying a mortgage. So you can't afford to pay a mortgage, but the difference is that a home ownership is a lot more into. That is my take on it. Please be careful out here with these programs. We've been bitten plenty of times from these folks, and they've never helped us just for the sake of helping us. So just remember that. And that's what I got to say about that. So let's get ready to talk about this new topic, which is the Queen and her passing and what that means to the rest of the world, especially for Black Twitter, because Black Twitter has been on fire. So the Royal Queen of England or Great Britain has passed this past week. And obviously that's always a big story because, we live in America, United States of America, which is a country that was based off of the colonies that the British created 400 years ago on American soil. And obviously the royal family is still one of the most popular monarchs that still exists to this day. Even though we're supposedly moved past this monarch, phase of human history, right? Supposedly, we're run by presidents and we're run by elected officials, and it's no longer run by the bloodline of what is considered royalty and and monarchy of whatever particular country or nation that you're a part of. Well, that doesn't work for Great Britain. They still have a monarchy. They've had a queen for decades. Ever since I was born, there was always this lady that they called the Queen. I've always seen pictures of her. I've always, known of her being some royal family, being a part of some royal family. But, in today's society, the day of information, a lot of people know more about the royal family than you would say 30, 40 years ago, as far as other than their royal status. Okay. And because of that, Black Twitter has gone crazy. They have literally eaten this woman alive. And I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving the Black energy. I'm loving the Black power. I'm loving the Black freedom to express ourselves, to talk about whatever we want to talk about without having the fear of people coming in at us. Even Senor Jeff Bezos was upset that a black congresswoman of some sort of some politician said something about the passing of the Queen and didn't say nothing disrespectful, but didn't show any remorse, didn't really care. Because again, if you know about Britain, if you know about the the history of the royal family, these people are wicked, man. These people don't give a damn. I mean, there's always stories about them being reptilians and that they're not even human, they're evil. They're one of the most evilest people in the world. She has, or she owns, I mean, she owns supposedly the most land in the world. Like, she's, physical geographic land ownership. I mean, they still own Nigeria, they still own India, they still own places like Canada and Australia. These are places that are owned by the Britain government and the royal family. So, this woman's wealth and power goes beyond just, what we think about. But she's passed. You know what I'm saying? And Black Twitter has been having so much fun with her. I mean, they've been going in, and it's all for and it's all for the right causes. Because if you're from the Caribbean, okay, like most Black folk from South Florida are from, you know what I'm saying, the Bahamas, Jamaica, Haiti, Turks and Caicos. All of these different islands had to deal with the royal family, Trinidad and Tobago, and all of this. These people had so much influence on the world, so much influence that everybody speaks English. That shows you their influence on the world. So, she's definitely always been a prominent figure for white people. She's the idea of of grace and royal, you know, what am I looking for here? You know, I mean, see, this is hard for me to talk about because for me, when I talk about, you know, royalty, I think of African royalty. I think of African queens. I think of African kings. I don't think of, you know, Britain. I don't think of Anglo Saxons when I think of royalty. You know what I'm saying? The royal family is what they are. They are wicked crackers. I mean, that's all I can say about it. They are one of the most wickedest people in the world. They are responsible for the most thievery, the most, you know, murderous, genocidal people in the world. You know, and at the end of the day, most of the people in the world really don't give two fucks about the royal family and none of the stuff that goes on in England, man. Fuck Buckingham Palace. Straight up and down. This is from Ajani Bakari. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. They can go. They can go straight to hell. Those people killed a lot of people. They destroyed a lot of societies and a lot of cultures behind their quote unquote noble royal status. Okay, um, so you know that's my take on it. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the queen, bro. Fuck her. Nobody cares. Let's move on to the next topic. So for our last topic, we have a really good topic. It's a topic that's actually been getting real. It's been picking up some steam lately, and it's Ray J. Ray J has gone live, and he not only has gone live on his social media platform, he has receipts, y'all. And when I say he has receipts, I mean he has receipts. He is showing how Kris Jenner and him and Kim sat down in the mid 2000s or early 2000s and had wrote out everything about that sex tape between Ray J and Kim Kardashian. Not only did they sign a contract and write out everything that had to do with that particular tape and releasing the tape and selling the tape so that it would be available for public consumption, she also made them re-record certain spots or certain actions done within the porn so that it could show Kim in a better light. So they actually had to record. She actually directed it. Kris Jenner, okay, Kris Kardashian, whatever her name is today. Kris literally paid and got her daughter's sex tape out there. She literally orchestrated the whole thing, and Ray J's upset about it because we know Kanye a while back was supposedly praised because he got all of the tapes and all of the whatever, all of the documents revolving around this particular sex tape back and put back into the hands of Kim Kardashian, at the time was his wife. But Ray J say, man, nah, man, this gotta stop, man. Y'all gotta stop putting my name in the dirt because you know what I'm saying? I got receipts. And he actually pulled out a projection. The man went all out, y'all. He went all out. Go check him out on his YouTube and all of his little platforms. It's available. And he showed the receipts. He even showed Kim Kardashian's handwriting and her writing out the stuff. And he even said that she signed. They were rushing him. That she even signed or did his initials to keep things going. That's how much they were trying to pressure him to do this. And he said that, it's not on him, that he's been trying to keep a clean face and clean name and trying to be respectable about this whole scenario and just trying to live his life, because obviously the sex tape is not good for his business. And he says that this, them trying to put a stain on his name and trying to make it seem like he was the one that released the tape and he is the one that has access to all of this stuff. He's calling it all out. He's saying, no, 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 no. This all came straight from Kris. This came from Kim Kardashian's mother herself. She is the one out here who actually wanted this sex tape out. She actually paid to get it out. She actually signed a contract with him and did everything so that it could be sold. She basically pimped her own child. And then y'all wonder why we sit here and tell y'all gotta stay away from white women. Y'all don't learn. Ray J is dealing with a situation because he had fun with a white girl 15, 16, 20, whatever, 20 years ago. And it's still to this day, they're castrating the brother for it. Y'all don't learn y'all lessons. All the brothers that's been murdered and lynched and burnt and had mobs, come out there and pull you out of your own home, hiding, just rounding up any black man because some white woman was claimed that she was done wrong. I mean, how many times y'all gotta learn this? OJ, how many times y'all gotta learn? But Ray J's dealing with this. You see what I'm saying? Because he's living the lavish life. He lives in Hollywood, so he deals with a lot of different women. But of course, he deals with a lot of white women, and they're gonna be all over you. You're Ray J, you're Brandy's sister. I mean, Brandy's brother. You know what I'm saying? Brandy's your sister, and you're living this life, and you're a baller. You know what I'm saying? You know you've always been good because your sister's been good, so you've been good. And Ray J's made a lot for himself also, man. You know, he was even selling his AirPods and his earbuds while he was doing this presentation. But you know, we all know we love some Ray J, man. Ray J, when Ray J bring it, he bring it. And prior to this, Ray J was, you know, going viral because he was on Versus recently, and he was out there trying to sing and drop hits. But it's just hilarious though that again that you have people like this in the industry, and this is how the industry works. You know what I'm saying? Sex sells, controversy sells. It's one of the greatest. It's the most greatest marketing tool you can have. Is that kind of controversy? All right. Now, mind you, when this tape came out back then, Kim Kardashian was nobody. And she was still nobody for a while. She was just known as one of the daughters of the rich, rich Beverly Hills, people. That was really it. You know, her father was the lawyer, or the not the lawyer, but one of the lawyers, or one of the best friends of OJ. They lived in Beverly Hills. These people were known for being a part of the glamour life and the lavish life of Hollywood. But this is what you have, man. And then she basically saw Paris Hilton back then, because there was a Paris Hilton sex tape that had leaked that got a little bit popular and famous. I don't know why anybody was caring about Paris Hilton back then. So Kim Kardashian comes along, and then they use black culture. This is how they do. They use black culture. They used Ray J. They knew that her having sex with Ray J would be a big thing. And obviously Kim Kardashian has a little ass. So, people always associate white girls with ass for not being white, because white girls usually don't have ass. But Kim Kardashian got famous off of that. And she basically put her whole family, Kris Jenner, and all these people are famous. But again, when you're dealing with these people, it's all about fame, money, greed, and it's the worst. Look what she did to her husband. He turned himself into a female. Rob Kardashian, was thrown into the dirt after the OJ scenario. Look what she did to her daughters, her kids. This is what Hollywood has been all about. And kudos to Ray J for standing up for himself, because it's about time you brothers stand up for yourselves, man. Stop letting these people use y'all for money and fame, bro. So now he's trying to clear his name, which he has, because he has the receipts. He got the paperwork, y'all. Y'all go look it up. This man is going in. Ray J does not play. Ray J is probably the last person you want to beef with after 50 Cent. I'm telling you, because Ray J he stays to his lane. He doesn't fuck with nobody, but if you fuck with him, he gonna call you out. He gonna get you. He gonna get you. So if you get a chance to look at it, y'all, because it's hilarious, man. This man has the receipts, man. But again, this shows you how Hollywood works. This shows you how our entertainers work, how celebrity life works. These are the people that y'all glorify. These are the people that you let your children glorify. These are the people that you think are symbols of success and where you want to be one day in life. Trust me, you do not want to live the life these people live. These people live a very wicked life, man. It's not fun. Behind all the cameras and all the smoke and glitter, trust me, it is not fun. A lot of people go crazy and insane trying to live that life. A lot of them. You have to be very, very strong. Dave Chappelle said that you have to be very, very strong, very, very will. You have to have a very strong will to make it in Hollywood, and most of us don't have that. Trust me, most of us don't have it. So check out Ray J. Give that boy his props, and let's continue to give these crackers some trouble, because we gotta let them, we gotta let them know, man, we not playing no more, man. We not playing with y'all. And Ray J is letting the Kardashians out, and this is some sickness. And they're gonna be all right, because they're the Kardashian. They're billionaires. They got marketing and PR people to handle any type of bad publicity and flip it into more money for them. But Ray J's not having it. He got the receipts, and he even called out Kanye West. He even showed Kanye West and explained to Kanye West, like, bro, don't let them people lie to you. Them people know what the hell they doing. Don't let them people lie to you, bro. They know what's up, bro. And Ray J's not letting no tapes go. He's not letting his contracts go. He got everything still in his possession. That brother was serious about it. So, like I said, kudos to that man. Call them people out. Clear your name, because you just been trying to sell glasses and AirPods for the last 15 years, bro. That's all you do, bro. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was another great episode. Thank you for joining me again. This is Speaking with Ajani Bakari Talk Show. I'm Ajani Bakari. This is my YouTube channel. Look for every Monday night for a new episode to be brought up. I'll bring back another one for you guys next Monday night. And you guys have a beautiful night. For all those that are enjoying the new fall coming around, it's football season. Enjoy Monday Night Football. I'll see y'all. Stay blessed, stay beautiful, stay black, and stay proud.